Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. Hey guys, so today is going to be, this video is going to be a little bit more of a review video. I finished quite a few books and I wanted to do a daily vlog situation, talk about the books, and then also plant my lettuce because I got to do them now. I'm a bit late, I was supposed to do them 2 weeks ago. And also cook. And yeah, so we're gonna start with There's Confusion, and this is by Jessie Redmond Fawcett. Now, she is the first female in the Harlem Renaissance series, and this book was published, I believe, 1924. Yes, 1924. What I didn't know, I'm glad I found out that she is one of the people that was helped push Lansing Youth. Who knew? She is very influential as well in the NAACP, and it's just interesting. Now, this is a very good book. I absolutely love this book for many reasons. It does play on generational of expectation. You have a young woman who is very gifted in a musical sense, in dancing and singing and performing. And she's in an era now, we're talking the early 1900s till about the end of World War II. And during that time, there wasn't any black women per se, in black men either, on Broadway production. It just wasn't. They weren't given the opportunity. And she wanted to break that mold because she loved performing from a young age, and she had the push from her father, and everyone knew, you know, what she wanted to accomplish. And her influence from her parents could stem back to her father, who was also a go-getter and became successful doing something that no one thought would have given him the kind of wealth. Now these are what you would call middle class black family from Philadelphia to Harlem, and they're in an area where it's like the up and coming, or those that have jobs or acquire a certain amount of wealth that they can live comfortable, but still deal with the everyday discrimination that was happening in this country at the time. Now, the second character that is rooted in slavery, meaning generation from his family, were indebted to this plantation, and even after slavery was abolished, they still stayed on. And there's been quite some complication, and where the confusion comes in, really tied in more to his character as well. And he is aspiring to be a doctor, and struggling with that as well, being as a student in medical school, and there's certain places you can't go, there's certain things you can't do because you're black, no matter how gifted you are as a student. And he's struggling with that. Also, his feelings toward Joanna is encouraging him, because she has that drive that she wants him to have the same kind of drive. And you see how complicated that was for both of their relationship, that he couldn't see beyond her pushing him, and what, you know, and her purpose of pushing him. And also she couldn't also understand the struggle, and how the struggle can become so much powerful that you can lose yourself daily because of what you're going through. Then you have Maggie, and I think Maggie is the one that I think was the butterfly in the butt, the one who, you know, was struggling caterpillar, and at the end you see how she found herself, and there's certain things that she did that was very wrong and very difficult to like her. But you see how she wrote this character in this way, where the flawed of what was happening there, the desire to have stability, and if it meant to toy with hearts and toy in relationship, and do the things that you never want to do, never want to experience because of what you see your mother experience. And also the influence of parents is very heavy in this. You see parents who are supportive, and those who are encouraging bad behavior because of what they have themselves experienced. These three characters was amazing. The story for this book, this is a 280 pages, I think. So it's 280 pages, and it was absolutely amazing, because it felt so epic. Because they're, you know, the periods of them in their, you know, the last year, they were about young teenagers, and then you have them becoming adults and young adults, and then you have them as grown now and having children and family, and how that saga happened. And you get some mixes as far as their love lives, but also their friendship, because there is a character in this that was passing, and her story, her addition to the story was very important. And all these things that you just know, it had to be rough because of the time period and the growth that they had to endure, that comes with heartaches, what comes with painful. There's a particular line that I really enjoyed, that I loved towards the end, and I thought it sums up the black experience here, where he says, we must learn to look out for life first, then color and limitations. My being colored didn't make me forget to provide myself with food and raiment. I shouldn't have allowed it to make me forget love. Our battle is a hard one, and for a long time it will seem to be a losing one. But it will never really be that, as long as we keep the power of love, keep the power of being happy. The happiness has to be deliberately sought for, gained. Even that doesn't solve the problem, but it makes it easier for us to fight. I thought that was like perfectly summed up these characters and their struggle to not allow being black to stop them from pursuing love and happiness, and a sort of contentment in some ways of the life that they lived and the experience that they had. And it was, I'm not sure why this is not one of the ones that people really talk about a lot, but she did an amazing job with this. I think this is one that I would definitely say of the Harlem Renaissance that are more of a growing, coming of age tale, and really capture the younger, this and younger characters. I would say this and Not Without Confusion by Langston Hughes. Those two so far were more of that versus the other ones that were more adults, and you don't really see the growth. But this one you definitely see the growth, and you see the characters, you know, becoming something else. I'm here for this one. So that's the first one, guys, and you guys, I hope you like the poetry that I did for this one out of this book. I'm obsessed with it, and dreams, yeah. So on to the next one. So yeah, I'm going to start looking for something to eat, and then I need to do my Read Soul Lit photo. So I'll show you what I have as far as my Toni Morrison. Yeah, we're gonna look up my other shelf in my bedroom and pick my favorite Toni Morrison so far, because I haven't read that many. I own a few, but I haven't read that many. So yeah. Alright, so these are some of the books. Well, I'll do a tour one day of all the books I keep in my bedroom. So as you can see, I have Tar Baby, Beloved, Sula, and God Help the Child. Now, I have not read God Help the Child. These I have. I might need to reread Beloved because I think I read it very young and it went over my head, guys. I think I was so confused. So Tar Baby was outright. Yeah. Sula, as of right now, is my favorite Toni Morrison. So I'm going to take this out and take a picture for the gram for today's Read Soul Lit book. Yay. So guys, here we go with the snow again. But look at, I don't know if you can see right there. Slid off the road. 2 women, so it's gonna be a while before they can find somebody that's gonna drive up here to pull them out. But this is the norm, and this section, I don't know why people are always driving fast. No matter how bad the road is, they'll still drive fast, and that's what happened. You gotta slow down. Even though it's not a lot of snow on the road, it is icy. Hey guys, so today I'm doing some lemon pepper shrimp. So I'm using this seasoning. Usually I put some more stuff in there, a little bit of garlic and stuff, but onion, some scallion, and this is some Scotch bonnet because I need it to be spicy. And then over here is cauliflower. I'm going to make cauliflower mash with this. And spigoting. So the car with the 2 girls. One thing I'd say about my community, we don't talk. We're a very quiet community, literally. But when there's disaster, this community will come together. And they got lucky. There were people, several trucks stopped, and they pulled her out. So that was a good. But this weather is really nervous. Like, I don't like driving in it. I'm just not for it. It's that weather where it's like ice mixed with snow kind of deal, you know. But yeah, then I thought about, I got power, got water, I got food in my house. I don't have to go anywhere right now. Thank God for vacation time if I have to use it, if the weather's bad. But it gave me flashback when I think of Texas of a couple years ago. I don't know if you guys follow me a long time ago. I think this was 2018 when that snowstorm took my power out for 8 days. And I just remember freezing the first night because there was no heat, no nothing. And all I had was the kerosene oil lamp. And the only reason why I had it because my mom told me to freaking get it. And I'm so glad I listened to her. Because that helped me at least have light in the house, where I could see. But I remember the next day, it took 2 hours just to find a gas station that had a generator that I could get gas in my car. That was the drama. And I remember coming home and I decided I was just going to light my grill. So I took a shovel and clean off my deck to snow off, and I was like, I'm just gonna light the grill because that's the only way I'm gonna eat because I can't cook. I don't have gas stove. And I remember my friend called me. She said, "Hey Peter, you got power?" And I said no. And she said, "Come on, pack your stuff and come over." And I was just like, that was the best thing ever. And it was 5 of us packed up in my friend's house. And thank God this was not COVID season. And one of the friend at the time, he passed away a couple months after, but he was battling cancer. So imagine you being sick and this happened in the middle of all of that. And I remember just like we all in the house, and she cooked, she took care of us. And so just this whole situation just remind me how important it is to help people. So like people who do have the means to help, because it's different if it's summertime and you don't have power, because you be all right. But wintertime, no power and freezing temperature, and then to see all these people, pipes are just bursting in their homes, so now you're in a house with water everywhere. Just, yeah, this year sucks. It's if it's not one thing, it's something else. And then Mother Nature is just doing the most right now, and it's just awful. It's just awful. So yeah, it's my feels right now. I hope you guys are okay. Hang in there. Yeah, the struggle. So yeah, let's talk about some Baldwin. So I finished Baldwin, Notes of a Native Son, and the last few stories in this, if you follow my last two reading vlog, I've been reading two or three. Actually, I started off with 2. I think the last one I read around 4. So I just finished the last stories. These were mostly based on his experience traveling, going abroad. And this one, you have him Paris, then you have Switzerland, and he talks some more. One was like his identity. There's one about when he got arrested and charged with thief, and how he didn't understand the language, didn't understand anything. He was how he was able to get out of it because he didn't understand what he was even being charged for. And how he got over it. I was just like, oh my God, it was just crazy. And then he had one where he talks about being black in a foreign land versus being white in a foreign land, and how much American identity is wrapped up in it. Even when you leave America and go abroad, your struggle and identity here is wrapped up in it. I thought overall this collection was amazing in terms of just to see his perspective on a lot of things. And although there are quite one or two of things I would say that I think he might have a different take on it today, had he, if he was alive, because some of the changes that's happened since. But overall, it's still one of those well-written, thought-provoking piece of work. This is nonfiction. This is his take on stuff, and this is something that I feel like you can have a really healthy discussion about this, the essays in this. Even the ones that are a little bit sensitive, you can still have a really good discussion that can make you think of our struggle, our racial struggle, our social struggles, our own identity in this country, and our family then identity as well wrapped up in this. So yeah, I think he's just amazing, and I'm really loving him, and I can't wait. I think this was book number 6. I think it's this book number 6. So I'm keep going with my bowling. So yeah, so I'm gonna cook and my journal entry today. Yay. So hey guys, the next book is one of the most incredible written, raw, heartbreaking, triumphant love, filled with so many emotion, a hard read for me, but worth it in the end, because these are still stories and things that you don't want to forget, and it's part of history. This is a historical fiction, but it was inspired by various true life events, and it was done. So this is The Yellow Wife by Sadika Johnson. This is a story that took place in Virginia, from one part of Virginia to the other part, where it's a young girl whose mother is a medicine woman, who herself has sacrificed and did everything possible in order for her daughter not to have that life. And she was promised at a certain age, her 18th birthday, that she would be freed. And unfortunate series of events happened that involved her heart, essentially, and she was sold to one of the most notorious, harsh plantation. And this plantation is more of a jail, and also where they sell slaves. But women who are mulattoes, biracial, in this case they call them yellow, very, have that one drop look for some, are desired by these white slave masters. And she became that, the word that they used back then was the wretch. I can't even say it because it's just so wrong when I think of it. So now, and these women had to play the part and to do whatever they can to survive. And in this case, Phoebe is used in many cases because she had a son, and that son needed to be protected. And in order for that to happen, and for that child not to be sold, she did a lot of things that were heartbreaking and raw. And there's that time when she said she can't cry. She's not gonna cry. And that's how I felt, because there were moments in this book I wanted to cry because it was so sad. And I had to think of Phoebe's words. Now, don't cry. We're not gonna cry. You know, that survival instinct that I'm strong and I'm gonna fight and do everything I can. I love this main character. I love her heart. I love how smart she was, and also how dedicated she was to others, because there's times she put herself in harm's way and you know, for others, and it works. I do like the whole idea was educated, and how clever she was, that she was also you know, teaching or giving opportunity to others in this, especially like there's a young girl that was a helper with her and the kids, and she would go to lessons for the kids, but she herself is learning. I thought that was clever. The whole books that they mention, you know, Oliver Twist is mentioned, Emma is mentioned from Jane Austen. I like that, you know, it was like she was learning and she was using everything to make sure that she continues that with other people, even though it was dangerous. You could be killed, and you know, I'm flogged for that. There's so many things in this book that I absolutely thought was amazing. But it's a book that it's heavy. I wanted to finish it. There are moments I wanted to really finish it as fast as I can, because it was just, I didn't want to be in this world too long, where I felt like I was there. The way it's written, I feel like I was at the plantation. Like I could imagine things around them, how she explains it, how she described things, the house that she was in, and how the room was set up. You can remember, you know, you could think of that, the piano, she was gifted and she played, and there is time where she played where her mind was, it was like an escape. And I could just imagine how she was really on the piano playing to escape from the horror and the things that she was experiencing. And the love, you felt the love. You felt the love. You felt the love. Love. That's one of the big things in this, and I think it goes back to the passage in here about love, and one of the key things that you realize in a lot of these stories is the survival and the things that they experience through racism, through injustices and stuff, where love held them together. Love held them together, and perhaps they wouldn't have survived, wouldn't have been able to fight if love wasn't in the picture, because you have to have something to hold on to when you're going through this kind of cruelty. And but yeah, this one was heavy, guys. I'm not even gonna lie, it was heavy, traumatic, but at the same time, it's a 5-star. It was a 5-star. Yeah. So, what we got? So, this finally showed up. Dee Dee's book for February, which is A More Perfect Union. So, I'm going to start that tonight. And this is probably going to be another, I hope it's not as heavy as the Yellow Wife, because this has some of that, you know, background going on. And then my friend had got this ARC for me, and it took 3 weeks to get here. This one took a month to get here. Like, the post office is horrible, but this one, this close to okay. I don't know much about it. What I get is one person's a therapist, and then the other one is I guess the interaction, and we'll see. I think That's what I'm getting from. But there's a lot of people with this, guys, so I'm sure you can find a review already. But I'll probably get to this next month, or if I finish this before the end of the month. But this one, I'm not sure how fast, if it's going to be a fast-paced read or not. I might get to this because this looks like something I would enjoy. And yeah, so I'm probably, after all of this, because guys, February is heavy month. March, I need some crime thriller, some shoot 'em up situation, because woo, yeah. And I am still enjoying my time with Langston Hughes' collected poems. This is his entire collection of poems, and I am enjoying my journey with these poems. And he's amazing. So this is like 868 poems, guys. I think that's what it said. Yeah. And to know she helped his career. Ain't that something? Didn't know that, but I learned something new. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm going to end this here and edit. And thanks for watching, guys. This is a chill vlog, for real chill vlog. It is still snowing outside. It's gonna snow all the way to tomorrow, so I am taking advantage of me time. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.